I just found out flamethrowers can destroy garrisons. Is the flamethrower trash, or are you using it wrong? In this video, you'll see some flamethrower gameplay from Update 13, and I'll offer my observations about how it operates, and review the flamethrower as it stands as a weapon in Hell Let Loose. The two flamethrowers recently added to the game are the Flammenwerfer 41 for the Germans, and the M22 flamethrower for the Americans. Both are functionally the same. You need to be in a brace position to fire each weapon, like hip firing a machine gun, and when you pull the trigger and release it, it will fire a stream of fuel for about a second before it stops. The fuel tank on both the American and German weapon has enough fuel to continuously fire for about 20 seconds. 20 seconds is actually quite a long time in Hell Let Loose. Most firefights, pun intended, are over in seconds, and if you were to hold down the trigger with an automatic weapon, your magazine would be empty much quicker than 20 seconds. When the flames hit surfaces, they will burn for a little bit, and these secondary flames will damage players if they make contact with them, providing some aspect of area denial, briefly blocking doorways or stairways, for example. With that in mind, the flamethrowers could be useful as a defensive weapon rather than an offensive weapon for assaulting positions. So in theory, the flamethrower is packing a lot of firepower, and as you saw from the intro, it can even take out enemy spawns if you land a direct hit. This brings me to the question of the drawbacks for the flamethrower. As it is currently implemented in the game, there is something that you need to consider around the practicality about how they work. Since it is firing a stream of burning fuel, which as you would expect is slower than a bullet, there is a noticeable amount of time between pressing the trigger and your enemy dying, assuming you can get a direct hit. In this case, the difference can be about a second or two from when your flames leave the nozzle to when they hit the target. This means players can feel like their enemies have loads of time to kill them before they can burn them to a crisp, especially since it also takes a second to brace yourself before you're even able to fire. The only solution to this is to pre-fire like you're scared of everything around the corner. Yes, this will give away your position, but it will also make it much more likely that you're able to get kills with the flamethrower. There isn't really anything the devs can really do about that, because the flamethrower isn't a laser gun, it is a high-powered water gun, which, instead of firing water, is firing pressurized, highly flammable liquid. Pre-fire any area you suspect the enemies might be lurking behind. This is Hell Let Loose. You're going to die anyway. Don't wait until you've spotted enemies. Because of the time it takes to set up and fire the weapon, you'll be better off firing first in 99% of the time. The biggest issue for the flamethrower, in my opinion, is its limited range. You just won't be able to hit anything unless it's quite close. Add to that the fact that when you're braced and firing the weapon, you'll have limited ability to quickly redirect fire elsewhere. It takes ages to move the weapon when it's firing, so showering a large area with burning fuel isn't something you can do quickly. How then are you supposed to make the most of the flamethrower? Luckily, the loadout comes with 2 smoke grenades. These smoke grenades and the concealment they provide alongside those thrown by your other teammates are your only hope. With a smoke screen, you can get close enough to your enemy to douse them in flames. For obvious reasons in Hell Let Loose, the flamethrower is best used in urban environments or trenches where you can get really close to the enemy. When it comes to clearing rooms or bunkers, the flamethrower could be useful if you can get yourself in a good position to fire the flamethrower before you get shot. I think a well-placed grenade or even a bazooka or Panzerschreck rocket will do the same job or better in terms of clearing a room. Using those methods will also expose you to less danger than having to run up to the pillbox or a trench or a building with your Flammenwerfer. You'll be a big fat target. So I would say don't bother using the flamethrower in wide open areas where you won't be able to even get near to the enemy. From a practical standpoint in Hell Let Loose, the flamethrower just isn't very effective. Like the shotgun, it's an amusing weapon to use and might be somewhat useful in close quarter combat, but in most situations in this game, you're better off grabbing a submachine gun or a rifle. The flamethrowers are cool, but they aren't going to be a game changer. The best way to get the most out of them is to coordinate with your squad and other teammates, allowing you to get close enough to actually use the damn thing. What are your thoughts on the flamethrower? Let me know in the comment section below.